here, girl. I know you think it's a game, but it is absolutely not, okay? This is the energy supplement from Just Move Supplements. That's right. It's damn near all gone, girl. And that's because I had to get that energy up so I can complete the workout, so I can give y'all this body, this transformation, get into it, okay? And I'm done working out now, so that's why we're moving on to the protein shakes. Oh yes, it's already in there, girl. It's already made right here. This is the mixture of the banana pudding, the chocolate cake, and the buttercream cupcake. And you really want to be fancy, you can go ahead and add that blueberry muffin if that's what you want to do, girl. But for me, it's these three right here, okay? You put that with some almond milk, you mix it all up in honey, okay? Your muscles have gained life, new energy, agility. Get into it, okay? Just Move Supplements. Thank you very much. Hold up, Chief. Okay, don't forget about that TLC NutriBurst to get that multivitamin probably, because we all need a little extra. And child, if you want that sea moss that go down smooth, don't come up rough, okay? Get into the TLC Nautica sea moss. Yes, get that from me. And child, if your stomach hurt and you need to move some things around so you can be free, okay, go ahead and get that ISO tea down below in the description box. Get it all from me. Come on in, come on in, come on in, not come on in, not come. Sorry, y'all know I'm weird, whatever.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. So let's go ahead. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. Okay, follow me on Instagram and let's get into the video, right?
Y'all, hey, okay, hold up. Your good love deserves an angle. Your good love deserves an encore. Going to a show tonight after working hard 9 to 5. Not talking about a movie, no, or a Broadway play. This show is live. Oh, you, I wanna see it tonight. Performance make me feel good in your love. You're so good, good love deserve. Come on, and encore. Your love, you're so good, good love deserve an encore. I can't get enough. Ooh, ooh, ooh. It makes me wanna bring it down. Look, I'm sorry I had to give y'all today because that was on my spirit. What's up, girl? Oh, y'all like my nails? Thank you. Thank you. Listen, one of my followers sent me these like years ago, and I never got a chance to wear them, but I kept them because I knew I was going to wear them at some point. Bust them out the pack and glue them on, child. Okay? They're super duper cute. Okay? Little snowflakes, little Merry Christmas. Okay? Little tree. Okay? Little garland on that one. Okay? It's all very cute. You know what I'm saying? It's all very cute for the press on. And y'all know if I wear nails, I'm going to be extra as fuck. That's just how I do. And if you like these new spectacles, these are from Firmoo. I can't see, bitch. I cannot. And if you're wondering how my hair looks so moisturized, even though I obviously bleached the hell out of it, oh, Miage, just went by, you won't regret it. Get your curls percolated. Oh, Miage. Get you some. Go ahead. And also, while I'm at it, waiting for people to come into the room and advertising, okay? Advertising, honey. Listen, the Peja and Amari of it all. The Peja and Amari of it all. Okay? Peja and Amari. Use my link down below. Description box. Okay? So yes. Oh, this Tumblr? Girl, Amazon. I'm lying. TJ Maxx. Or was it the Home Goods? It's the Home Goods. It's the Home Goods. I got this from the Home Goods. Thank you. Thank you. A little bump in the trunk. Thought like, what ain't that hoe got more booty in the bud? Cisco made that song when he see me in a thong, the thong, thong, thong. Listen. Thank you. Okay, y'all know what I'm here to do. I'm here to give. Okay, so let's go ahead and get it started. Support the channel as you come in. Like the video, give if you feel the need to. If not, thank you. Your view is all that matters. Okay. I'm being really serious about that. I wasn't being facetious. Okay, so where do I want to start? I want to start with games people play. I want to start with games people play because that's fresh on my mind. Okay. Look, won't be all the fine. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm musical right now. I have been waiting for your review. Finally. Listen, I had to wait, y'all. I would have came to y'all earlier in the day, but I had to wait because the maintenance people hate to come and check on the air conditioning stuff. So now that that's done, because I felt like as soon as I started the video, somebody was gonna be, because they say they're gonna call, but they never call. So yeah, y'all. Games people play. This was the finale episode of Games People Play. And I feel like the season was good. I feel like it started off a little shake. But ultimately it ended up being great. As far as I was concerned, as far as like the storyline and how things progressed very quickly, and then how we got to like, the end, and it's like, oh my God, what's gonna happen next season? Like it's very much on that tip. So I hope they get renewed for another season. However, it feels like it was a mid-season finale and not the end of the season. Like they might come back for a remainder of the season. But I still feel like it was really good. Like I didn't dread watching it to make notes every week. And especially because I kind of kept it high key for the most part. But we're about to get into some things, okay? And then y'all let me know if I'm missing anything. So after we finish with Games People Play, we're going to do Insecure, Power, and we're going to end with Sistas. I'm gonna wait, and then I'm gonna do it then. I'm gonna wait, and I'm gonna do it then. Okay. Lauren was on like I think the first couple of episodes. Obviously, probably didn't have the bandwidth to do so many different things at one time because she was also on the Netflix. I don't know what she's doing. I feel like almost everything she is doing recently has been in some limited capacity as far as acting. Maybe she's just like not in a place where she wants to completely, be back in the industry, but she still wants to keep her face out there. So she gets these like kind of little co-star or S roles ever since, her husband passed away. So yeah, I feel like we need her back too. And I think they left it open-ended for that possibility. But yeah, because Karrueche, like I love Karrueche, y'all. But I feel like the only time Karrueche plays a role well is when she has to either play herself or she's playing some like over dramatization that she can be funny with. But whenever she has to play like a serious role, it comes off like she's acting. Like I can see the acting that's happening, and it's not supposed to be like that. Like it's supposed to give like Viola Davis. Like if y'all can recall seeing Viola Davis in any one role, you never looking at somebody that's acting. You're looking at a lawyer. You're looking at whoever she's supposed to be. You don't look like an actress being something. And I feel like Karrueche has not figured out how to be more genuine in her acting if the role isn't comedic or much like her personality, you know? So yeah, there's that. So Marcus doesn't want to agree to a contract with the Vipers because of Eden's dad, because we know last episode he put two and two together once he saw his old maid in their house that something fugazi was going on, and the owner of the Vipers had something to do with Vanessa and his child going missing. So because of that, this episode he is not feeling like re-signing with the Vipers. And Eden was trying to talk to him, but he still doesn't fully trust her. And then here come Daddy trying to straighten it over, and it's like, dude, you're the problem. You're not the one that's going to fix this, sir. We have an issue with you. Going away from us with this. Kareem doesn't understand how Marcus could throw away this type of money, especially once he realizes that his job as a commentator is really, hanging in the balance, because will they still want him? I'm sorry, my mic. Will they still want him to commentate if Marcus is no longer a part of the team? Because a lot of the allure, a lot of the reason why they hired him was because he has this personal relationship with one of the main players on the team. So his commentary is from a certain standpoint. And I kind of feel like if he's good at commentating, he should be able to commentate either way. And then whatever team Marcus goes to, Marcus needs to put it in his contract of some sort that that's something that can, happen for him. So that's not really like a big deal to me. But Kareem definitely was feeling away. But y'all know this episode is Kareem and Quenisha's wedding. So we're more so focused on that. We find out that Quenisha has asked Eden if she can get married at Eden's house, even though Marcus and Eden are on the outs right now, and Marcus is obviously the best man. Okay, the best man. All right. Nia, y'all, they gonna deport Nia. Basically, Nia is being deported because she's on a work visa and she was fired from the little publication, the little online blog or whatever the hell. So now she realizes that all that work she was doing towards the foundation might have got her up in the end. Might have got her fucked up. Terrence says, well, you can marry me and you don't have to leave. And she says, well, I'll think about it. And I'm like, why are y'all so thirsty to lock Nia down? It seems to me that Nia does not want to be tied down. Like, honestly, I wasn't mad at her because I feel like something's wrong with Terrence. Like, first of all, her ex-boyfriend, who she chose over you, just died and was killed. And she's in the midst of figuring that all out. And here you come with some sympathy dick. And then when she doesn't respond to your sympathy dick with, oh, I want to fall into your arms like you're the fucking Gap or something, you want to send a federale hood after our girl. I felt the way about that. We're going to get to it, but I felt the way about that. Lauren is currently filming a Kenya Barris movie. Okay. Yes. Nia, I say this every episode. Yeah, Nia's from Jamaica, I believe. I can't remember exactly, but I think she was from no, it's not Jamaica. It's somewhere else. Nigeria? It's somewhere. I forgot. I'm sorry. I'm spacing on where it was, and I have all these different places in my mind because of conversations I've been recently having. I'm sorry. Anyway, so Layla is advocating for women's rights after MJ got her some good attention online, and she turns down a job to keep advocating. And I was proud of Layla. Layla might have been the only person besides Marcus, Nigeria, thank you, that had a happily ever after. Layla was like the only one, because it seemed like everybody else, the end was fucked up for them. She was the only one that was walking away with a smile on her face. So Eden tries to tell her dad that she is choosing Marcus, but he tells her that if Marcus had the information on where Vanessa and his child were, he would choose Vanessa and his child. It will always be her. I was like, what in the Harry Potter Voldemort speech is going on here? Pull it back, sir. Okay, I just felt like he was doing a lot in that moment. You know what I'm saying? Like he was overacting a bit, trying to make up for the lack of acting that Karrueche was giving in the moment. Dad, I love Marcus. I'm never going to try to hurt him for your foundation. Daddy, I need for you to understand. I love Marcus. I'm going to be with Marcus. I would never hurt Marcus. Do y'all see what I mean? Do y'all see what I mean when I say what she was giving? Like very, it's acting, it's rehearsed. It's I'm trying to show up like I'm an intelligent, stern young woman, and I have my feelings, and I'm not gonna be a dog ass bitch the way my father wants me to be. Like it's very much giving that. It's very much giving that. Terrence is acting like Hayden. Oh, yes, he is. We're gonna get to it. Yes, he is. You heard it, and it was cringy. It just, oh, it was bad. Okay. Quan and Kareem are getting married. I told y'all. So they had a joint bachelor and bachelorette party. And baby, when I tell y'all, Kareem cannot take whenever Quan gets on that same energy that he's on. He was slapping ass. It was all good until he saw a stripper picking up Quan and humping in the air and shit. And now he wants to take her in the bathroom and fuck her up against the bathroom stall. And I was just kind of like, y'all gonna be okay. Y'all gonna be okay. At the wedding, Kareem's mom tells him that he's not his dad. And I thought that was such a real moment because I feel like a lot of young black men, when their fathers are bums, sorry, but when your dad's a bum, you have this fear that you'll become a bum or you'll have some bum-like qualities. And sometimes you end up running towards that because you're trying so hard not to be that. And I like that his mom turned him around and made him look at himself in the mirror. Like, look at where you are. You have a place to stay. You have a bank account. You know what I'm saying? You have set yourself up to have a career, a job. You have so much more than Jamal. You are not Jamal already. You're not Jamal already because Jamal let life kick him in the ass and he stayed down. You were kicked in the ass with the basketball situation, put your pride aside, okay? Kept Marcus as your friend. And at the end of the day, being loyal and being a good friend to him has gotten you in a position where you still doing well. You still around people, you know what I'm saying? Not as good as Marcus, and he's still worrying about money, but honestly, that's his own fault. Nobody told you to give Jamal that $300,000. You should have gave that nigga $100,000 and kept the rest. That was just stupid. I don't know why you thought you needed to play like that. So that's your fault, Kareem. But ultimately, you still are in a better position than your father was ever in. Okay? So, yeah, I appreciated that because every other time that his mom was on the screen, she was aggravating the shit out of me. I said, how y'all gonna make me not like Vanessa Bell Calloway? How are you going to make it so that I don't like Vanessa Bell Calloway? Everybody loves Vanessa Bell Calloway. Okay? It's not all right. Let's the motherfucker pounce on you. Okay? If you had any sense, you get out of here too. Kiss my ass. You a dead woman if you stay here. Okay? If you don't know where it's from, I don't know what to tell you. Okay? So moving on from there. See, I done it all. What? And frankly, girl, I'm tired of this emptiness. I wanna come home to you and only you. Let's take a chance and make stuff irrelevant. Didn't you know I loved you from the start? Yeah. And we think about I'm gonna fuck up the lyrics. Who knew it make it this far? Oh. And some babies, come on, would you be my lady forevermore? What's going on all across the seas? It ain't nothing, I ain't frontin', shorty coming with me. Now I didn't. Listen, you know that rap part, stupid ass. But meet me at the altar in your white dress. We ain't getting no younger, girl. We might as well do it. And then you are the wild girl, I must confess. Let's get married, baby. Let's get married. Listen, that was the shit. Yes. Yeah, and yes, it was what's love got to do with it. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Okay. That's what they came down the aisle to. So I was in my bag. Okay, I was in my bag. You see, Biker Boys. Where did y'all get that from? Not Biker Boys. It's not Biker Boys. But I did love her when she was on Biker Boys. But either way, the wedding was a good time, had by all. Eden tells Marcus that she loves him. I love you, Marcus. and I would never hurt you. I had nothing to do with my father and his nefarious plans with the foundation. He says he'll believe her. He gives her the benefit of the doubt. And then she gives him an envelope, and I believe the envelope had Vanessa and the baby's whereabouts. So when we see him later on, he's in the Bahamas somewhere saying that he loves her, but he don't know whether he's going to be coming back or not. And I'm like, man, nigga, you going to be back. That white man went to jail. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, y'all. Apparently, Nia gave that video of that meeting where all of the powers that be in the foundation were talking to Jason Tucker about how he needs to stop awing people all over the place so that they can make him a president, right? Remember this? Okay. So at first, nobody wanted to touch the video, but apparently MJ had somebody put it out. So the shit went, blew up. And Eden's dad ends up getting arrested. And MJ, because he did that, they leak his initiation tape, which y'all know he had no clothes on. It was embarrassing, all of that. And then he got arrested. I was like, how y'all gonna release his tape and arrest him? That was fucked up. And then we see Terrence call Nia on the phone and ask her one more time if she would consider marrying him. And she was like, listen, I'm just not ready to be anybody's wife. And he's like, so you would rather get deported than marry me? So he got butthurt behind that. He was real hurt, girl. His feelings were so hurt that girl would choose to go back home to her native land before she got into a marriage with someone that she wasn't sure she wanted to marry. Like Nia has issues with being in a relationship as it is, to me. Like even when her and Eric were together, they would break up, get back together, break up, get back together. Then at one point, Eric and Terrence were fighting for her. So it's kind of like, dude, at the end of the day, like that girl just buried her boyfriend not even a few months ago, a couple, like if in the last month or so. And you're asking her to marry you with no consideration for what she's all going through. Very smart woman to tell him no. And so after she gets off the phone with him, he calls the federale hood and tells them to go in there and get her. I said, what the fuck is going on, Terrence? You knew what is going on. Did you set that up? Because I know she was going to automatically think it was the foundation. But now I'm trying to figure out, did you put that in place to try to make her marry you? She has commitment issues. Thank you. I couldn't find a word. But yeah, she has commitment issues. Like, ugh. Ain't he though? Ain't he a sucker? We couldn't, you know what? You can't give no police officer. I'm sorry, no disrespect to the good police officers out there, but this is television. We can't give you police officers that much rope because y'all always gonna end up hanging yourselves. Look at you. Just disappointing the people, Terrence. Disappointing the people. I was like, oh, that was terrible. So now MJ and Nia got issues going on. And so does Eden's daddy. And we're wondering if Marcus gonna come back. If he gonna come back with Vanessa. If he gonna try to be with Eden. Honestly, I feel like they really rushed through he and Eden's relationship to the point where it made me feel like it was never really that real in the first place. So maybe her dad wasn't wrong, but it just didn't make a lot of sense in the writing. She's supposed to be so smart. She's supposed to be so astute. And she fell for one of her players who was still married. I mean, it's kind of realistic. Bitches get caught up all the time over some dick, especially some dick that look like him. So it's reasonable, but at the same time, I feel like it was rushed. They're already too, I love you. And it ain't even been that long. Child, listen, nothing tops Namyo Renge Kyo. Okay, listen, nothing tops Namyo Renge Kyo, 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 Namyo Renge. Nothing tops the scene where she had went from cursing everybody out to I'm a Buddhist now. Okay, Tina, I'm a Buddhist now. Anime. Okay, listen. That was my movie, girl. Anyway, Games People Play was actually really good this season. I can't wait to see what is going to happen in the next season. I'm very interested to see what's going to happen in the next season. So let's go ahead and move on to Insecure. Insecure. He still has a painting of Vanessa over his bed. Eden is just there to soothe his pain. Child, who you telling? Who you telling? When that camera panned up to Vanessa being on that wall, I said, you ain't take that down yet? I wouldn't have been able to fuck him in that bed. I'd have been like, sir, I'll fuck you in another room. I will not fuck you with your wife looking down on us from the bed, okay? From the wall. I will not. I will not, good sir. Okay? So y'all, Insecure. Issa and Nathan look at an apartment together and they're fantasizing about how nice it could be. And then the real estate agent tells them that he actually rented out the apartment 5 minutes before and that they just look so cute. He didn't want to interrupt them. It's like, suck a dick. Thank you, though. We appreciate you giving us a moment to fantasize about an apartment that we can't have. But ultimately, I feel like they're rushing it. They're rushing it. They're absolutely, without a doubt, fucking rushing it. Tori, and I love when Issa had her back out. When Issa had her whole back out, I was like, that's everything I need in life. That's everything I need in life. Okay? But yes, he would absolutely have been fired. So Torian gets offered partnership. And Molly forces everyone into a group hug. Because people don't know, I guess she thinks people don't know that her and Torian are into each other. Because they're not having sex yet. But when she forced her and the other two co-workers to hug him, it's like, it's not that type of co-workership. It's not that type of co-workership, Molly. You could have just hugged him and let it be what it was. You know what I'm saying? They was going to think something anyway. Obviously, girl, it was awkward, but it showed that her and Torian is feeling each other. And I'm here for it. I'm here for the Torian and Molly of it all. They feel like they mesh. They feel like their lives would fit together perfectly, especially if they were both really hot for each other, which is the main ingredient in this situation because he already has money. He's already smart. He's already business minded. So he's not going to feel a way about you being business minded and smart and, driven. He's not going to feel a way about that. I feel like if Torian and Molly can be the type of couple to do everything they want to do and then pay people to do these small things, because men always want to go and find a woman like Molly so that they can impregnate her and sit her ass down so they can feel like they're a strong man for toppling such a strong woman, basically. And so if they can do what they do together, you know what I'm saying? Give us a little Maxine and Kyle type of situation, then I feel like it could be a bop. It could be a bop. And in the way he was, during the episode, we'll get into it. But Torian, throughout the whole episode, I was like, I fucking like him. Why did it feel like he was so uptight and obnoxious before? But that's how it goes. That's how it goes. They're definitely giving power couple teas for sure. So y'all, Lawrence talks to the homeboy Chad about going to Tiffany and Derek's going away party. And, he's like, I don't know if I really want to go because Issa's going to be there. And Chad is like, why does that matter? You didn't even fight for that girl when she broke up with you. And he was like, I don't want to force nobody to be with me. He was like, yeah, but if you really love a woman, like I love my old lady, then you would have fought for her. And you didn't fight for her. So now, it's on Lawrence's mind to fight for Issa. But is it too late? Because that's what it feels like. It feels like the moment to fight was when Issa was wheeling her bags away. That would have been the moment. But now that she has a man and her bag out and they looking for apartments, now you want to come in and wreck shop with, big shoulders, long legs, and long dick. Like, this is not what any of us asked for. It is. It's so what we asked for. It's so what we wanted. But I feel so conflicted now that it's here. Oh, my God. Anyway. So they go to the party. Nathan and Issa announce to everybody that they are moving in. Molly comes in holding hands with Torian. Torian bought edibles and realized there are kids at this party, so maybe I should go put the edibles in the car. And Molly was like, nigga, why you ain't tell me we could take these edibles together? And so throughout the episode, they're going to be acting very high, which makes Torian so likable because people are having these intense emotional moments, and Torian is the calmest, most oblivious person in the room. It's fucking hilarious, okay? He's just like, is that what's going on? And also, when he tried to break up that fight, girl, hilarious. I was like, he's not tall enough, but it's so fun to watch him try. Anyway, here come Lawrence and Condola and the baby. Lawrence sees Issa. And then he sees Nathan walking up next to Issa, giving her a drink. Issa sees Lawrence and, bites into a hot ass fried macaroni and cheese ball. Then Nathan sees Lawrence and says, that's him, right? He actually came down here just for this. And she said, no, he actually moved back, a few months back. And, he was like, oh, for his girl and the baby, right? She was like, yeah, I guess, and it's obvious that he's worried that Lawrence might be coming back for Issa. And I'm like, nigga, you will be right. Believe your intuition, because you're right. Okay? Believe your intuition, because you're right. Tiffany gives a speech, it's supposed to make everybody feel good, but it's not the vibe we get exactly. But all in all, Tiffany gives a speech, and then Dro shows up. I said, what the is Dro doing here? Okay, why? Then the men come together and argue about barbecue. Basically, a dick measuring competition between Lawrence and Nathan ensues when Lawrence says that, California has really good barbecue, LA has really good barbecue, and Nathan is like, I'm from Texas, y'all barbecue is The weather is great, but y'all barbecue is And then Lawrence is like, well, that's because you don't know all of the spots, because you an implant, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You new here. You don't even go here, fool. Like, that's the vibe that Lawrence was giving. And Nathan was like, I may not be from here, but that ass and that pussy is mine. And that's the vibe. You know what I'm saying? It was giving, the pussy is mine. Y'all know that song by Miguel? Tell me that the is mine. Yeah. Tell me, baby, it's all mine, girl. Tell me that the E is mine. Ooh, 'cause I don't wanna believe anyone is just like me. Oh, like me. Oh. Okay, listen, that's my shit. I messed it up a little bit in the middle, but that's still my shit. I'm a Californian, and I'm here to tell you Texas has better barbecue. Child, we already know. We already know. I think that at the end of the day, LA is a good, all-encompassing food place, especially if you're in a good area. Santa Monica, all of that. Your restaurants are gonna be good no matter what. The acoustic version is everything. I only know the part, the one that the intro on the album. That's my shit. Yeah, can we stop playing, please? Oh, you're recording that? My bad. That's my shit. Out a window in my face. Y'all know Miguel is one of my favorite artists. He gets the sound that I need to hear. Like, some people just get the sound that I like to hear. Miguel gets the sound. Doja gets the sound. Like, there's an eclectic kind of sound that I like to hear. Big Crit gets the sound. Yeah, Kaleidoscope Dream is literally like one of my favorite albums of all time. No lie. But yes, y'all, moving back. So the girls agreed to make sure that they get together for each other's birthdays so that they don't grow apart. And Molly laughs uncontrollably, and Kelly slaps the shit out of her. And then she admits that she and Torian did some edibles together. And Kelly was like, well, next time tell me, bitch, so we can do them again together. Okay. I was like, child, these are my friends. And here come Condola. And Issa and Condola have like this awkward moment at the refrigerator. And I was like, I forgot that they was friends. Like, this is the moment that reminded me that Condola and Issa were fucking friends, and they worked together, and they liked one another. And that's the moment that made me feel like, on top of the fact that Condola saw Lawrence see Issa and saw the look on his face, it made me feel like they have the perfect recipe for co-parenting. They have the perfect situation, because first of all, Issa and Condola essentially like each other. The situation is fucked up, but they actually liked each other. They were vibing. They're both awkward Black girls. They were having like a moment. And so I feel like essentially, if Condola can admit that there's nothing real emotional between she and Lawrence and vice versa, then Issa and Lawrence can be together, and then y'all can co-parent the baby together, and Issa can be a stepmom, and Condola can be like, hey, Issa, can you call me when the baby da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da? And, you know, like at the end of the day, if anybody has the recipe for that, the three of them do. But I don't know if Issa will give us that, because Issa loves to give us, you know, a fake happy ending, or a happy ending that's not happy at all, or something open-ended, or something where we're confused. But either way, like, I'm very, very now clued into how Insecure is going to end, because of the way she be trying to play with our emotions all the time, and the way this definitely like set up for them to possibly be able to have a co-parenting situation if Nathan was not a part of the situation. You know what I'm saying? I have to watch that fight scene again. Okay. Child, hilarious. We're about to get into it though. So Dro and Molly talk about his recent divorce, and then Torian comes over, and Molly is like, yeah, we used to sleep together when he was married, but now he's gotten a divorce, and, you know, we're cool, it's fine, you know. So she's like throwing up all of this information that if they were not high, everybody probably would have felt uncomfortable with. Torian was like, oh, okay. And then we find out that back when Torian was in college, she used to sell Adderall. I was like, oh no, not a dope dealer. Condola leaves the party early. Nathan goes outside to talk to this barber homeboy, the one that you know, Molly wrote his face. Y'all remember him? Molly wrote his face. He came to pick up some keys because he's always losing his keys. And then him and Nathan have a conversation because Nathan is like, you know, Issa's ex is in there, you know, feeling a way about Issa's ex being in there. Like, I don't know what kind of energy the nigga on, but he making me feel like he on some rah-rah shit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, Nathan is upset. Homeboy was ready to go in there on some rah-rah shit, but he was like, nah, I'm going to handle it. It's cool. He goes back in and runs into Lawrence and Issa having this conversation, and y'all, I feel like I did not like the way he was so upset that he pushed Issa off like it was her fault. Y'all, Issa literally went to the garbage can to throw something away, was walking back. Lawrence walked up to her and then threw out there, are you happy? I mean, because if you aren't happy, I'm not happy, and I love you, and I miss you, and I really want to be with you, and are you happy? Like, he threw that up on her when she was coming from the garbage can, y'all. So she didn't even really get a chance to respond to anything before here come Nathan. What's this? Nigga, a conversation. A conversation. It wasn't Issa's fault. And I felt like, even though he was like, I need a moment, it still felt fucked up that he pushed her off like that. And that's what made me feel like that's why he may not be the one. That's why he may not be the one. And another thing is because Lawrence has lost her. So I think Lawrence is at a place that if they did get back together, he would absolutely fight hard to keep Issa. He wouldn't want to lose her again. Lawrence hit a Whitley, baby, please. Yeah, he did. He did. You are absolutely right. Child, when they got into that little scuffle, that little back and forth, little pushing match they was doing, and Torian was in between them trying to hold Lawrence back, and Lawrence's arms was reaching around Torian, and Torian was like, I'm trying. That shit had me dying laughing. I had to rewind that shit twice. That shit was so funny to me. But yeah, y'all, Nathan definitely made Issa feel away. Made her feel away. So let me know. Let's see. What are y'all feeling? Do y'all think that Issa is gonna get back with Lawrence, or do y'all think that Issa's just gonna end up being single, or do you think that she'll end up with Nathan? I don't feel like she'll end up with Nathan. I feel like it'll either be Issa being single and going about her life, or it will be her and Lawrence together. And see, this is where I'm at with it, because this was the only thing, the only reason why you didn't really want to be with him was because he was a bum. He's not a bum anymore. So a lot of the issues they had in their relationship are no longer a part of the situation. And let's not forget, before Condola had the baby, how they was vibing. Remember? There was that montage of them just in the apartment fucking and just being together. Oh, Lord, don't remind me. Ugh. Child.
I hope she's single. Lawrence did some disrespectful shit. Nah. I want Issa to be single. Team Nathan, move on. I would like her with Lawrence. Nathan needs to tackle his demands, issues first. Where is Kofi? When is she gonna ride his face? Girl, that's what we wanted, but it felt like we not gonna get that. I thought that when he came back trying to work with her, we were gonna get that, but they not giving us that, and I'm sad about it. So they selling wolf tickets and didn't put the pause on nobody. Child, they tried. He has a whole kid. UK, what if he decides to go back and also make it work with Condola? Um, I don't think that's no. Like, here's the thing. First of all, no relationship is guaranteed. So you never know if a person is going to leave you at some point, no matter what. Okay? You never know what the fucking happened. First of all. Second of all, if him and Condola really wanted to make a go out of it, this time right now would be the time to do that. Whereas I think they are very clear on the fact that they never really wanted to be together in the first place. They just so happened to fuck and get pregnant. But he didn't really want to be with Condola. Condola really didn't want to be with him. I think Condola realizes that she wants him to be happy. And I don't think that's with her. And she knows that. So honestly, I don't think it will be that way. Issa and Jay have great chemistry. That's why I don't feel her and Nathan, because her and Kendrick come off flat on screen. But I also think it's because of the way they wrote Kendrick's character. Tasha was thirsty as hell. I can't blame Lawrence for that. She knew she was a rebound, wasn't she, though? Personally, I still have that Ferris wheel scene stuck in my head. Molly needs to give Issa the number to her therapist. Issa never wants to deal with her issues, like she chose to cheat on Lawrence with Daniel. Yeah, she likes to, just kind of do things instead of trying to fix the issue, for sure. Like avoidance. She has avoidance issues. Bondy, can you show us the nails? Cute. And I think Issa might end up with Lawrence. I did. I showed them. They're actually just press-ons, y'all. I just glued them on. Somebody sent these to me. One of my followers sent these to me. This one says Happy Holidays. This one has snowflakes on it. This one has like a little tree, just a little glitter red right there. A little snowman on this one. Same thing with the snowflakes on the middle finger. A little garland on the ring finger. And, pinky red on this one. And then pinky green on this one. Because this nail popped off that matched this one. I was like, oh, I'm gonna do a green one. But yeah, I'm obsessed. They cute. And I got another little set that she gave me too. But I love them. Thank you. I'm gonna see if I can find a card that they came with so y'all can get y'all some if y'all want. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on from Insecure, because we have got to talk about power. They say this is a bigger rich town. Yeah, I just happened to come up hard. Bright light, city life, and I make it. This is where it goes down. Yeah. Come up hard. You know, leave, baby. I gotta make it. I'm sorry, y'all. I always have to do the sound. But before we get into the notes of it all, my ex got a random girl pregnant. Them niggas now married. Now Issa don't need to go back for a third time. Oh Lord. Sometimes it just be who you end up, Sometimes it just be for certain people, you know what I mean? But such is life. Okay. All right. Well, all right. Okay, so let's see. Can y'all see that? What does that say? Instagram Femtastic Glam. Y'all go to Femtastic Glam. That's where I got these nails from. Femtastic Glam. Okay. All right. So power. Let's get into power. Okay, so There is no hole in Zeke's blood as he turns himself into the police. However, once he gets inside, he finds out that he is no longer a suspect because Kamal has finally been able to get the prosecutor, Jenny, to go along with a scenario in Jabari's murder that actually makes sense and not one that is built on dumbass detective Kevin's incel-like behavior towards Professor Zoe because he couldn't lock her puss down. Because that's basically what had happened. That's what it seems like to me. Dumbass Detective Kevin was hell-bent on pinning Jabari's murder on Professor Zoe and Zeke because he was jealous because at some point Professor Zoe was putting that kitty cat on him and left him for dead, and now he all butthurt about it, so he's trying to exact revenge through his police duties. Like a lot of you incel white men, not just white men. We seen Terrence on Games People Play. This just the type of stuff y'all seem to do. It's unfortunate. It's really unfortunate. Anyway, yeah, we got to have somebody in law enforcement that we can't stand on power. And because Sachs is no longer that person, it's got to be somebody. That's so funny that they had to change Sachs's character in order to keep him on the show, because otherwise it would have made no sense for why somebody had not blown that boy's head off. Like, why is he still alive? Like, he's done so much. I guess because he's Caucasian. In real life, when you're the child of rich white people, no matter what you do in your career, a lot of the times you are protected by your complexion. But moving on from there. So Tariq tells Brayden to stay away from Bobby Brown and to text him if any of them, the Tejadas, come looking for him. Monet tells Professor Zoe over the phone not to worry about helping Zeke any longer. Just back off. I don't want to hear nothing from you. I don't want to see nothing from you. That's it. That's all. Okay, stay away from Zeke. Okay. Here comes Kamal and dumbass detective Kevin asking Professor Zoe to read Jabari's manuscript. So y'all know Professor Zoe is going to read the manuscript and figure out that Jabari is talking about Tariq in his manuscript. Monet tries to run away from Mecca/Dante, but he offers her children trust funds and her a way out of selling drugs. Because y'all know Monet has been banking their future on Zeke going to the NBA. And Zeke's dumbass may not go to the NBA. He's just coming off of getting shot on top of the fact that it takes more than... I do feel like a lot of dumb people just are able to play ball, but I don't know if that's going to be Zeke. So I think they need a backup plan. It doesn't need to all be on Zeke's back. And the way Zeke is acting, he acting like he don't want to take y'all with him because y'all ain't nothing but a headache. Zeke is the type that's going to eventually smarten up and separate himself from his family because y'all always getting him into some shit. Okay? But Mecca/Dante is not to be trusted, y'all. He's not to be trusted at all. Why are you presenting her with trust funds for all three of the kids? Well, actually, all four of the kids. I think because Zeke, Drew, Diana, and Bobby Brown. Meanwhile, you playing with Bobby Brown's head. What is that about? We're going to get to it. Professor Zoe asked for Tariq's opinion on karma in class. Like she was trying to, subliminally hold his feet to the fire. She basically read what was going on, and I think she figured out that Tariq killed Jabari. So she was in class like, don't you feel bad? Shouldn't you feel bad? Kind of on that type of tip. And Tariq was like, I don't know what the fuck she on. So she tells the cops about Tariq. And dumbass detective Kevin doesn't believe it because it's always harder to prove. It's always harder to prove the truth. So he would rather go along with a story that's easier to pin on somebody, even though it doesn't make sense. I'm like, so that's how you cops are. It's not always about the racism, but the racism makes it easier. The dumb shit makes it easier. Like, I'm saying racism because a lot of the times we know that cops will handle black people and their situations in a far more fucked up way than white people. It's like y'all just want to send us to jail. Like that's y'all favorite thing to do with something. Y'all get high, y'all get turned on. I don't know, but y'all like to put black people in these situations where y'all be having a hard on to see them go to jail. I.e. Sachs's energy. Okay, y'all see how he had to keep being misdirected. Redirected by Davis. Davis had to keep saying, why are you asking those questions? Why are you not focused on this? Like getting him out of the mindset of feeling like that black boy needs to answer to you. You are now working for him. So the attitude needed to change. And it's so funny. When Dante and Lorenzo link up, child, you know they gonna link up. You know they gonna link up. And that's why I said Dante is not to be trusted at all. I don't know what his end game is, but I don't know how you can play with Bobby Brown's head and think that eventually Monet is not gonna find out and she's not going to mistrust you. It's not going to be oh, we still gonna be together once she finds out that you're the connect and that you have been basically getting in Bobby Brown's head and getting him to do shit that was counterproductive to what she wanted him to do. That's not going to be okay. So I don't know what Dante's end game is, but I am worried. Professor Zoe asked for, oh yeah, I told y'all that you know, she asked for the opinion. Hold up. Lauren is working on my nerves. Okay? Lauren is working on my nerves, questioning Tariq every time he has to do something. Like every time the man has to go do something, like, girl, why do you think Tariq is supposed to be tied to your side all day, every day? Go fucking do something. You in college, right? Go take a class without Tariq. Like, oh my gosh, she's so codependent. Monet feels like she can't trust Tariq now that she found out he lied about Jabari. She explains that if he doesn't find out who Bobby Brown's connect is, if he doesn't figure out that Mecca and Dante are the same person, basically, then she's going to kill him. And then she talks to Bobby Brown about Bobby Brown figuring out a way how to hurt Tariq. So now she's pitting them against each other. But then she's mad when they're fighting each other. Professor Zoe talks to Lauren and basically tries to get her to tell on Tariq, but she frames it like it's about Brayden. Like Brayden is the main person in Jabari's manuscript who was selling drugs. So now we have to try to separate Tariq from Brayden because he can hurt Tariq. Like this is the way Professor Zoe is telling this shit to Lauren. It was smart. Because what it was going to do was force Lauren to want to have this conversation with Tariq at some point based off the fact that she doesn't think he's really involved, right? So later on, Lauren goes to Tariq's room looking for him, and Brayden is there with Bobby Brown. And she tells him she and Tariq are looking for apartments later. So now Bobby Brown is like, well, what's Tariq going to look for apartments for? Like she gave him too much information just like that. Like you can already tell you about to be Angela Valdez. We cannot trust you. You can't be the girl. Why do they always want to like make the girl who they can't trust with their business the main one? It makes no sense. But anyway, Tariq is trying to get custody of his little sister Yasmin. So he asked the conservator to give a recommendation on his behalf to the courts. But he has to get the apartment. He has to prove income. He proved income with the online shit at the school, right? He proved income with that, but he has to prove that he has a place to stay outside of campus. And that's what going with Lauren to find apartments is about. So Bobby Brown and Mecca talk, and he's still playing each side. And he tells him not to let Monet pick Tariq over him. Basically put her in a position where she has no choice but to choose you over Tariq. And I'm like, but it's not even about that. And I wonder when Bobby Brown is going to get smart enough to stop letting people play with his mind, because that's what happens every season. And it's only been 2 seasons. Bobby Brown thinks he's being in control of something when really he's being manipulated. Everett and Drew are still fucking. They're in his room when Zeke comes through all excited, acting like he was drunk or high or something with some damn blonde tips and a pink Balenciaga hoodie, just looking a fucking fool, all excited because he was let off the hook. And he knows sooner or later he'll be back playing ball and back trying to go and play for the NBA. So Drew daps him off and all of that. But of course, Drew notices Lord, Everett daps him off. But of course, Zeke is like, how you know Drew? And he was like, don't you remember we met that night at the club? They did not meet that night at the club. That was the night that that Zeke got shot and Drew almost killed that dude. But they knew each other before then because they had seen each other, you know, on campus and all of that when Drew was coming back and forth dealing with Tariq or whatever. But either way, he was like, nah, you know, we just got cool. We was just playing Nintendo because niggas come to each other's rooms to play Nintendo, you know, like, okay. And so when he leaves, Everett was like, wow, you lied really easily. And he was like, so what you wanted me to do, tell him the truth? Everett works on my nerves because Everett feels like he's better than Drew because Drew's family sells drugs. But you're out here lying so that you can go and play basketball. Both of y'all are lying. They lie about selling drugs, and you lying about being gay. Y'all are both lying for money. So at the end of the day, you know, miss me with the high sense of superiority, Everett. All right. So Tariq tells Diana about how he's trying to get an apartment so he can get custody of Yasmin. And she tells him that she doesn't trust Bobby Brown because she figured out that he sugared the coke. Okay. So they're relying on one another right now. Child ain't nobody to be trusted. Tariq gets his ass whipped because he was following Bobby Brown to Mecca's place. And of course, Mecca has people and cameras all over the place. And one of his overzealous, the one that he had to put to sleep. I'm like, he had to put you to sleep. Why are you still doing all of this talking? You know, security number 2. Like, why are you always running your mouth when the last time you was running your mouth, Mecca put your ass to sleep. He choked you out. And here you are again, grabbing a kid up off the street in a rich white people neighborhood. Okay, to be clear, this wasn't the hood. It's a nice apartment building with cameras. And you beat his ass out front in front of the door. Like, that wasn't a good decision at all. And Bobby Brown had to pretend like he did not know Tariq. But they got Tariq's cell phone and they ended up letting Tariq go. Now, y'all know Mecca has his right hand, which is his chef. You see the chef in there cooking all the time, but the chef also kills people because the chef ended up cutting old boy's throat because old boy was just doing way too fucking much. Okay, he had to go. He had to go. Then Tariq was running late to go look at apartments with Lauren. And so she ends up having to take him to her brother's spot. And she was like, I wanted to offer it to you, but I know you don't like taking handouts. I'm like, bitch, you could have answered this problem for him a long time ago. So basically now Tariq is going to be staying in Lauren's brother's apartment because Lauren's brother is in rehab. So he can't stay there forever, but he can stay there for now. So then Lauren asked Tariq about Braden and Professor Jabari's book. And Tariq tells her that he knew about Professor Jabari's book and it wasn't about Braden, and the cops were listening because she was mic'd, because she was bugged. And she basically got him to have that conversation with her, thinking that she was going to be helping with the Braden situation, but really she set it up so that they knew that Tariq knew about Jabari's book, because if Tariq knew about Jabari's book, then they can, you know, connect the dots for the murder, basically. So thanks, Lauren. Thank you for being a piece of puss that got Tariq caught up, because there's always a piece of puss that gets you caught up, okay? So the police can only do one thing, which is have his room searched. They go in there and search his room. At first, they weren't finding anything, but you know, they ended up finding Detective Ramirez's badge that Bobby Brown put in Tariq's drawer. And I was so mad because I feel like any other time, Tariq would have caught that. Tariq would have saw that shit and got that the fuck out of his place in a nick of time. And that did not happen this time. So I was just like, damn. But I also was like, how does that even make sense? How does that even make sense that he would leave Detective Ramirez's badge in his dorm room for anybody to come in there and find? Like, that just didn't even make sense. Especially when you think about how smart Tariq is. Like, come on now. But either way, that's what they were able to get him with. Bobby Brown brings Monet. Bobby Brown brings Monet Tariq's phone and tells her that he realizes that he was blaming Tariq for everything. But the truth of the matter is she sent Tariq after him. And she knows that that's dangerous. So that means you don't give a fuck about him and you don't give a fuck about me, because anything could have happened to me or him because you sending somebody to spy on me, basically. And she, you know, was talking to him and he basically was like, what am I to you? Am I your son or am I a soldier? And she said both. And he said, well, what kind of fucking mother does that make you? I said, damn. That's it right there. And she already been feeling the hurt since Drew got shot. I feel like as long as her kids hadn't gotten hurt while she was doing this, you know, fugazi business shit, she thought it was cool. But as soon as her kids started to get swept up, now all of a sudden you questioning whether you've been a good mother or not when you've been forcing them to sell drugs. Drew and Diana both had ways out of the hood that could have got them nice lives. Okay? First of all, Drew can draw. It's called architecture, bitch. He's smart. He can draw. Put him in school for architecture. He can build shit. That's a lot of money. Okay? That's a lot of money. You can't tell me you couldn't see Drew doing that. Diana already told you that she wanted to do the money and count the money and all of that. Go and get that accountant license and all of that shit that she need to get. Your kids had a way out and you made them attach themselves to this nigga's basketball dream instead when their brain could have got them out of this situation. It is crazy as hell. But the truth of the matter is, what kind of fucking mother are you, Monet? What kind of fucking mother are you? Not really a good one as far as I'm concerned to post your kids up in this situation when they could have got out of this type of situation with their own brain power if it were not for you telling them that they couldn't do it. Oh my God. You want to smack the fuck out of her. Anyway, Monet locks Tariq in a car when he was going to his custody hearing for his little sister. He already got a fucked up face because he got beat up by Mecca's boy. And now she's keeping him in a car as punishment. So you're going to lose your sister, like, you know, as a punishment for lying to her and not being able to figure out who Mecca was, even though he had a name and an address. Bitch, I gave you a name and an address. That's more than nothing. Okay? But either way, oh my God, she worked on my nerves. Tariq ended up having to say, you think you can do this shit without me? I'm the only one you can really trust. Oh, Bobby Brown, you know, runs it all about everything everybody been doing. Bobby Brown turned Sugar to Coke. Okay? Diana told him that. Bobby Brown sugared the Coke, so you would have to go back to him and connect and use him as a connect. That was a setup. Diana stole the money from the bar. She didn't know that. Then Drew still fucking that nigga from the basketball team. She ain't know that. Okay? So he basically sprayed all of the kids' information that she had no idea about, and she had no choice but to let him go. He runs into the court. He ends up winning. He gives a good speech. All of that. All for him to be walking back up to the campus in his suit. All of the police and everybody is out on the campus, and they arrest Tariq and in his suit, and then they walk him through the campus with all of them white kids watching him. It was a terrible moment. Even if you don't like Tariq, nobody likes to see a smart young black man getting arrested like that in front of all of them white people. I'm sorry, you can arrest him privately like y'all do to one another instead of that perp walk that y'all put him through. Fuck, even Tate looked like he felt like it was fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just so messed up to me. They don't got enough evidence. They got to prove that he did both. This is true. Yes, Bondi, I thought the same thing. I'm starting to see family genes between Zeke and Monet. Just dumb. They are. Who's more strict, y'all? Monet or Frank Mitchell? Frank Mitchell. Yeah, he had to check Monet. He had to. I wonder what would happen if Diane went and took the classes anyway, or Drew went to school. They over 18, right? I wonder how deep Monet's control runs. For real, because honestly, it feel like whenever they be like, fuck her, that's just exactly what it is. I think Tariq telling Monet all that was a chess move on his part. Absolutely. 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 It was absolutely a chess move. He saved all of that shit until the moment where he needed to tell it. And I wasn't mad at him neither. Because everybody is willing to fuck over everybody. So why should Tariq be any different? Yes, like it took for Diana to get her dad out. Right. I agree with that. Diane versus Monet coming up next. Child, I can't wait. Yep, I felt that way that Kamal didn't say, let's not walk him out that way. Yeah. I was like, what the fuck? You think Monet gonna get him out? No. I think he gonna get himself out. Davis got the call and went straight there. That professor lady made me so mad in that scene. Didn't she? He's getting what he deserves. Girl, your pussy is the reason why we right here right now. You know why? Because Jabari thought that Professor Zoe was fucking Tariq. So the reason why he started investigating Tariq is because he thought that she was fucking Tariq, but she wasn't. She was fucking Zeke. But by that time, he had already realized that he could use Tariq for a book deal the way he used fucking with Professor Zoe back in the day when she was out here, you know, having her sex addiction. She better get fired this season, if not killed. I feel like the bitch gonna get killed. I actually think Davis may have gotten a call about Redman. He is sick. Ooh. Ghost letter to Tariq was so petty. I'm so glad you said something. The conservator showed up to, you know, Tariq to let him know that, of course, Jasmine had to go back into custody, but gave him a letter from his daddy. He was like, your daddy told me to give this to you in case you were ever arrested for homicide. What's up, little nigga? I always knew you'd end up here, right where you belong. I was like, really, James? You left that for him? You know why that made me mad, y'all, about James? Because, James, you created this. Thank you for the super chat, Leah. Thank you so much. You did this. You did this, James. You raised your son selling drugs. You and your wife were king and queen pins, living in Manhattan, sending your child to, private schools in New York City. You was making bank, and you showed your son how to get it fucked up. You showed him how to get it like this, and then you mad that he turned into this person? This is your fault. If you had decided before Tariq was of age to get out of the business, then we'd be having a different conversation because he would have never known. But because he knew who you were, he had to outdo you. That's why he decided to dive head first, because it was like, I hate you, nigga. I want to do this better than you. I want to compete with you. Because you ruined the family, remember? Not only were you selling drugs, but you cheated on your wife and left your family for another woman, which made your son even more angry with you. Okay? And then because he felt like you was a snake to him and to his mother, when Kanan came along and gave him even more of the snake behavior, he felt like you was just a fucked up person and he's angry with you. But at the end of the day, he realizes now the reason why you had to be a snake in the first place, because you can't be, on the up and up in this business. Because Tariq is exactly like James, exactly like Ghost, smart and conniving as fuck. This is your fault. Tariq whole path came when Jamie left them for Angela. Exact Jamie. Nigga named James, bitch. James. There's got to be more in that letter. That was just the first sentence. Child, it felt like that was it. Yes, he created that monster when he left his mother for Angela. Tariq was never the same after that and started rebelling. It wasn't even just that. You can't raise your kid selling drugs and think your kid gonna be like, yeah, I don't want to sell drugs. No. Here's the thing. As a parent, you give your kids their bare minimum and their heightened levels, right? So what I mean by that is, if I saw my people selling drugs or figured out my people have been selling drugs my whole life, I'm not gonna feel like selling drugs is that bad. I'm not gonna feel like it's something I shouldn't do because I saw my people do it successfully. So why would I ever feel like, nah, I don't want to live that life, man? I understood the looking over your shoulder. That's what I understood growing up about a lot of the lifestyle. I noticed a lot of my sister and my cousin's boyfriends who were dope dealers back in the early 90s get killed, get their brains blowed out. Didn't nobody want worry about that? Because that's what it was like. When I was growing up, kids, teenagers, young black men getting killed every other fucking week over some drug shit in the 90s. So if you think I was going to grow up and want to be with a man that I was going to have to worry about if he was going to make it home to me every day, and we got to worry about that anyway, no. So for me, I feel like, y'all set the bar. Y'all set the bar as parents. And now your son is who you made him to be. This is what you poured into him. How to be a conniving snake-ass drug dealer, because that's what you was. Who you calling, Davis or Proctor? I'm calling Proctor because I feel like I could more so trust him, even though you couldn't really trust Proctor. And Davis seems a little bit more smarter and a little bit more snaky. But I feel like, you know what? I'm lying. In real life, I would go with Davis because he was black. I would go with Davis because he was black. Because as long as I can pay him, he was going to, do whatever he needed to do, even though, Proctor was more of a friend, but he also was a snake as well. And he was down for his family. You know what I'm saying? So moving on from there, y'all, lastly, we have to get into Sistas. Y'all, Sistas was Crazy. Sistas was crazy, y'all. I was like, what the fuck am I watching? First of all, did anybody else feel like Sistas is being written differently, shot differently? It's just a whole bunch of things happening. The dialogue is less repetitive. I've been noticing over the past few episodes that the dialogue has been less repetitive. And now this episode, they was giving us all of these different emotions and shit. They was giving us slow-mo scenes. It was a lot of things that was just like, wait a minute, what is this? Wait a minute, what is that? Like, it definitely felt different, but it felt like still better. It felt better. I don't know what was going on, Tyler Perry. I don't know if you hired new people or if you went to writing class, child. I don't know. But it's feeling, the flow of the show is better. It's feeling less annoying to watch. And the storylines and personalities are starting to make more sense. For instance, I could not stand Andy's character, and it's because it always feels like she's overacting. But as of recent, they've allowed her to just kind of be who she is. And it's kind of, and I mean, when I say be who she is, it doesn't have to be all of this dialogue. You can let the jokes, they let the jokes happen. They let the little, the little dialogue that happens just between girlfriends that may not necessarily be in the script that would be added because it's more natural. Like those types of moments, I feel like are happening better. It must be Ghost Writers because on the after show he called himself the writers room. Oh, so he's still taking. He said he's hiring. Oh, he said he was hiring more writers. He said that, but I don't know if he actually said that. Tyler been watching y'all commentary. I know he has. I know he been watching. I know, and he should be watching. You should watch my videos because I watch your shows. Okay, I review your shows, Tyler. Okay. And because we both from New Orleans, but whatever. Okay. But nah, the show was actually really good. So let's go ahead and get into it. Okay. Y'all ready? My girls hold me down and no one is around. My love life is a mess. We going in out tonight. Cause I'm ready for love. Okay, listen. Don't change the theme song. No matter what you do, don't change it, nigga. It's committed to memory. Leave it be. Okay, just in case you want to come back on January 5th with something new. Y'all, I'm excited that they're not waiting that long. Like, it's not no long-ass break. Them hoes gonna be back on January 5th. And then they said we're gonna get Fatima in February or March, I believe. I'm excited either way. But let's go ahead and get into it. So, the stripper Fuego wants Danny. Okay, the girls went down to the strip club with a little cross promotion with the Queen's men. And Fuego took Sabrina on stage and humped her real good. And then he took Danny home that night, much to her chagrin, and put on some music and slow-mo humped the shit out of her too. First of all, the slow-mo scene was a little funny / awkward, but I got the point. Another thing is he looked funny as fuck humping the shit out of her. Even though I feel like I would be laughing at this nigga, but I would also be turned on because don't press your body against my body like that. But yeah, I would have definitely fucked him. So yeah, like she took him home and let him hump her. And then when they wake up the next morning and she's trying to send him on his way, here come Preston. I said, Preston, you're gonna get tired of showing up to Danny's house without calling first. You're gonna get tired of showing up without calling first. And see, I feel like everybody felt like they should feel like they fucked, like she was fucked up for that. But I was kind of like, they not really, like, when have they ever talked about being in a committed relationship? And the last time we checked, he was like viewing himself as a fuck buddy to her. You know what I'm saying? Like viewing you as a whole fuck buddy out here. So I'm not exactly sure why Preston would feel away. We also are questioning the young woman that Preston is staying with. She's not a family member by genetics or DNA, so we don't know if you're not gonna fuck that lady or not. We don't know. We don't know how to feel. I don't trust it. I don't care about Preston feelings. I want him and Danny to be over anyway. Sabrina reads Maurice this episode, y'all. And we find out that the reason why Maurice was out here trying to save Q's meth head, thieving, psychopath ass is because he was projecting his daddy issues onto Q. Sabrina basically said that when he was in the hospital, she talked to his evil ass mama, and then she did some research on his daddy and find out his daddy was on dope. And at first, Maurice was like, "Stay the fuck out my business," and then he ran off into the back like a white woman, like he was fitting to go cry in the car. I said, "You want to cry in the car, or you going to cry in the bathroom?" Because the way he ran off, it was giving white lady. And so then when he came back and Sabrina went to apologize to him, he said, "No, I'm the one that needs to apologize." And he gave us a set in that jail. Set in that jail, didn't he about rot to death. I remember that day I was at the store with Miss Millie. I was feeling mighty down. I was feeling mighty bad. I see you, Miss Millie. And I know there's a God. And one day I was going to get to go home. Sophia home, y'all. Sophia home. Like, because I'm good at this. That's what he was given. That's what he was given. Okay? He was given that. It was a mix of Sophia from The Color Purple and Janet from For Color Girls, who considered suicide when a rainbow wasn't enough. Okay? So for me, even though it was emotional and Maurice was doing a good job, the cadence in his voice and the way he stared off into the scene, I know how dramatic Tyler Perry is, and I know Tyler Perry grew up watching all the same movies that I grew up watching because we came from the same place. Okay? Tyler Perry is a 5 heartbeats, a 5 heartbeats. What's love got to do with it? Sparkle, Color Purple fanatic, just like me. And I know because I know all of his references and I know the cadence in which he writes when he's trying to be dramatic. And it's very much, it very much comes off a lot of time as that scene from At the Table when Sophia had to let everybody know Sophia was home. Okay? All right. So it was cute, but for me, it was just like very Color Purple and For Color Girls, but okay. All right. But what we did find out though is that Zach's dad was on drugs. And it really hurt my heart. And this is what made me feel like Tyler Perry has definitely seen me talk about this. Me and my daddy used to do Easter eggs together all the time. Like that was our thing during Easter, was to dye those damn eggs together. Like it was on every Saturday, my mama would either get off early before Easter or I would stay home and me and my dad would do the Easter egg decorations and all of that, right? We would do the whole process together, the painting, the tie-dye, the boiling. It was just a whole situation with me and my daddy, just me and him. And so when he was telling that story, I was like, this nigga has definitely heard me talk about this story before. Because I was like, oh, everybody, daddy be doing Easter egg. Probably. But anyway, so he was saying that, he was all excited to do the Easter eggs with his daddy. And his daddy said he was going down to the basement. A lot of time had passed. He went down there and the daddy had hung himself. On top of the fact that the daddy was doing drugs and it left him in movie theaters while he went to go do drugs and all kind of shit. I said, your daddy had to be a dope head and suicidal? That's crazy as hell. Most of the time, people are either dope heads or suicidal. They don't be both. And what I mean by that is people accidentally OD on drugs. They don't hang themselves and have drug problems. That just, I don't know. That seem conflicting. But either way, it just made, it made me feel like you just trying to make us envision Shawshank Redemption. I don't know about y'all, but my pa grew up loving this movie called Shawshank Redemption. Okay, it's Morgan Freeman and Tim, I'm forgetting Tim's last name, y'all, but y'all remember him because he was on a movie with Martin and everybody loved him during that time. But either way, he was your nice guy, white guy. There's always like a unassuming nice guy, white guy. And Tim was one of those, right? So the early 90s, mid 90s, 94, 95 was like this really sweet time for Tim Robbins. Yes, thank you. So when Tim Robbins and them did Shawshank Redemption, my daddy used to watch that movie so much. I could never sit through the whole movie because when the dude who used to be in the library all the time, when the old man got out of jail, and then went home and was by himself, and he was so sad that he hung himself. Y'all, I will never get over that old man, that sweet old man, hanging himself in the Shawshank Redemption. I will never get over it. It's always so whenever I hear somebody hung themselves, that's always like so fucking hard for me to like not feel depressed about. So I feel like Tyler knows that. And Tyler decided to play with all of our emotions in that moment. And I said, you know what, Tyler? I know what you're doing because I know that we've seen all of the same movies. And you're not going to get it from me. Okay? But either way, y'all, Hayden. Child, we started off the episode with Hayden threatening Zach's fine ass. Every time I see Duval, I be like, child, I hope him and his wife have agreed to an open marriage. Because I swear for God, somebody gonna fuck that lady husband. Okay? Somebody besides her is gonna fuck that lady husband. And it's because Zach is child Duval. Listen, Duval is yummy as fuck, especially in a suit. Okay, especially in a suit. Duval, Zach is yummy as fuck. Okay, just saying. So Hayden threatened Zach with going to the feds about the insider trading that he found out about by listening to Fatima's phone calls. So after Zach threatened to beat his ass, Zach goes home to tell Fatima everything that's happened. Okay, he found out Karen was pregnant with his baby, and now Lil Hayden's bitch ass is threatening him with the federale hoods. She said, are you sure it's yours? He said, yeah. She said, okay. The Hayden situation, she said she'll handle it. I was just like, I love Fatima. Fatima's like, I can't believe, Zach said to Fatima, I can't believe you're handling this in this way. Like, I thought she would handle this much worse. And, she was like, Zach, this is life. I thought she was going to tell me something fucked up. This is life, okay? And you know what you do with life? You live it. So we're going to handle it, okay? Me, you, and Karen and her baby. We're going to handle it. And I was like, you was never born, my kids. Ain't no kids. Keep Zach and Fatima away from me. Look, they're going to stay together, bitch. They're going to figure out a way to work it out, okay? Ciao. Fatima was dressed in all white and went and sit in Hayden's car in the parking lot that morning before work. And she said, Hayden, I heard that you threatened Zach with the federale hood and you found out because you tapped my phones. And it seems to me that you're not really scared for the partners to find out what you was doing. He said, no, not really. And she said, I was trying to figure out, how could I get this motherfucker to leave me alone? This rat motherfucker, this elf-looking motherfucker to leave me alone. And he was like, you really on one right now. Ain't that some gaslighting ass shit for you to go through the highways and byways doing what the devil told you to do to try to lock down a woman who don't want you, and you got the nerve to say she doing the most when she called you an elf-looking motherfucker? Miss me with that. She says, I realized that you weren't going to stop. And he said, you know what? I'm not going to stop. And so she takes out brass knuckles and she puts them on her hand. He said, oh, what, you going to hit me? Bow. Bow, bow. What? Fatima, I'm gonna hit your ass. Bow, bow, nigga, bow, bow, bow. I told you. He got one elbow off Fatima, and she was like, you hit me. That's what I want your dumb ass to do. And then I can't whistle like that, y'all. I can't whistle that good. I can't whistle like that. So she whistled, and the niggas got out the van next door, helped her out the car, and proceeded to beat the dog shit out of Hayden in the van. Fatima! I was here for it. I was here for every moment, every punch. I wanted all of them to connect. I loved it. And she walked away, and I was like, girl, I hope he dead after this, because I don't want to have to deal with him again. Because I feel like you could beat his ass, but he might still try to ring back around. But I also feel like, how can you prove the insider trading? How? Can you prove it? Because you can't prove it with evidence that you weren't supposed to have. You weren't supposed to wiretap those people's offices. So you can't use, faulty evidence to send somebody to jail. I don't know what you thought you was going to do. I don't know. trying to lock down a woman who says she never felt him when they had sex. Hayden needs to take this L and go on somewhere. There's a girl somewhere, Hayden, that would appreciate all of this energy from you. Why haven't you moved on? I don't understand you niggas that can't just move on to the next one, or you women for that matter. Anybody that can't take the L and let it go, I feel bad for you, because you play yourself consistently. You play yourself consistently and without fail, because nobody should be like steadily running behind somebody that don't want nothing to do with them. That lady don't want you. That lady fucked you one time and said never again, and she meant it. She meant it. But yeah, y'all, that's all I got. That's all I got. Ain't got no more. So y'all extra as fuck, and I don't care. All right. So tomorrow, I think I'm gonna come to y'all with a BondyBlue show and with another reading of Portia, In the Pursuit of Portia, for my members in my Patreon. So we're going to do that tomorrow for Christmas Eve, and then y'all know y'all probably will only see me on Instagram on Christmas Day, and maybe I'll take the day off after. I don't know, because you know it's what, Saturday, Sunday. So yeah, I'll probably, because Insecure is the only thing that comes on Sunday. Ooh, chill. So y'all may not see me until Monday, and then even then, that's the only show that's really coming on next week. So I'm gonna have to be doing BondyBlue shows and looking for content, girl. But yeah, I'll see y'all next time, because I gotta go, girl. I gotta go get me something to eat. I love y'all. Bye.